Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in the middle of the week to give a little update on how the 40-hour 7-day language challenge has been going for me. At the end of the week, I'm going to give a full summary of how the challenge went, but I thought it would be interesting to analyse the first 3 days of the challenge and how it started out for me. So we're going to start off with day 1, which was a Monday. Starting things on a Monday always comes with a little bit of pressure, like you feel like you have to start off very strong, which is why I usually start doing things on any random day of the week. So there's a lot less pressure on me to sort of do well. But Monday, I got up early and I started to get to work in the morning. I set a goal, which I posted on my Instagram story and I put a vague list of things that I wanted to do. Now, I started off in the morning, but I ended up getting sidetracked and I only ended up finishing at about 11 p.m, which is not very good because I was quite tired at the end and it wasn't super productive. But even then, I'm really glad that I finished my goal because I really didn't think I was going to make it to 6 hours, especially because I set a rule for myself that I'm not going to consider passive activities as studying time. So things like watching videos, watching movies, listening to music, all of that stuff doesn't count. So the amount of studying that I have to do is actually quite a lot because I was still watching YouTube videos and listening to music during the day, but I couldn't count that as part of the studying time. And I also didn't count watching the documentaries as part of my studying time, even though I put it on the list of things to do. I considered that to be more passive, but the summaries that I wrote afterwards were counted as study time. So I ended up doing a lot more work. If you include the passive activities that I did, I probably ended up getting about 9 hours of studying in. But I did finish quite late and I was quite tired. And I posted a little update of the amount of time that I spent. It was exactly 6 hours because once I was done, I was completely done. I just wanted to go to bed. So on day 2, I started a bit later because I woke up a bit later, but I had the same goal of 6 hours, though there were a couple of differences in what exactly I wanted to do. The first day was sort of a bit of a test of how much stuff I'd be able to do and how long it would take me to do certain tasks. I definitely didn't expect to do so much more because both on every single day of this week so far, I've had to do a lot more than I planned to do because things just never take as long as I think they do, which in a way is a good thing because I'm getting a lot more done, but it was interesting to see that. I learnt my lesson and I didn't take too many breaks in between the studying. I of course did take breaks in between activities, especially the very long ones like the reading, but I ended up finishing earlier than I did on Monday at around 9 p.m. instead of 11, which is still quite late at night, but earlier than before. Forcing myself to study Japanese over this week has also brought back a bit of my motivation to study it, because the reason why I was avoiding it was because I knew I'd gotten worse and it would be annoying to try and get myself back to where I was before. But now just doing things like reading and translating and transcribing songs, it's really reminding me of why I love the language and why I love studying it. So I think that I'm finally going to get back on track to study it properly. One difficulty I have with studying Japanese is that I'm not really planning on taking any JLPT exam. I've already taken the N2 and I don't want to take the N1, but almost every Japanese textbook revolves around the JLPT, and I don't really want to do a textbook like that because it feels like a waste when I'm not going to do the exam. But at the same time, I kind of want a textbook to help me stay on track and know what I need to learn, because right now I feel a bit lost. Like I'm using songs and I'm using the news and I'm using my books, but I still feel like I'm not really going anywhere with my learning, which is why I've been focusing so much on French. But anyway, for day 3, I had some things to do in the evening, so I set myself a smaller goal of 5 hours. I was hitting a bit of a slump in the middle of the week, also because I had to prepare for the thing I was doing in the evening. So I didn't really feel as productive as I was meant to be. And although I set myself a smaller goal so that I'd be done before I left the house, I ended up not finishing and I had to come back home late at night and start studying again because I refused to let myself miss a goal, even though it was really not that big of a deal. But I did end up finishing my goal. I went over by about 1 minute and I finished again at 11 p.m, very close to midnight, which is not very good because I ended up sleeping very late as well. Though me sleeping late was also partially because I decided to join in on the live stream hosted by Jo Renee Languages, which was very, very fun, and I'm looking forward to the one on Sunday. But it did make me sleep at 2 a.m. and was not great for my language learning the next day. So that was the first 3 days of the challenge. I was surprisingly productive. I've never studied this much before, and I feel like I'm doing a lot better in my French and even my Japanese. I'm doing a lot of things that I don't usually do, like doing writing exercises and a lot of grammar and vocabulary. I haven't touched some of these textbooks in ages, and it's been really good to finally feel like I'm making progress again. Over the first 3 days, I studied a total of 17 hours and 3 minutes, which is almost halfway, and it's great progress. I'm right on track to finishing the 40 hours and even maybe going above it. I just have to keep it up over the next 4 days. So I'll see you at the end of the week, where I'm going to share how the rest of my week went and some reflections on the challenge. I'd love to know how your week is going. Let me know in the comments down below.